Class 4 Chapter 8, Strategic Marketing Planning in Hospitality and Tourism. The Product Life Cycle. The popular concept of the product life cycle, PLC, suggests that the sales of products have slow beginning in terms of sales which then reach a plateau and eventually decline. Profits follow a similar pattern but lag behind sales. The stages are 1. Introduction, where sales are low and growth slow. This is because initially only a few innovative customers are convinced the product is worth purchasing. 2. Growth, where sales increase exponentially as greater numbers of buyers rapidly adopt the product. 3. Maturity, the stage at which growth rates slow as the market saturates and the mass of the target market is purchasing. 4. Decline, where consumers switch their allegiances to other products and sales start to fall. Using this model, we might diagnose that the European package holiday market is possibly in maturity, whilst long-haul customized holidays are in their growth stage. British holiday camps have perhaps gone into decline. It may be helpful to consider the distinction between classes, form and brand in life cycle analysis. Class is the product at its widest level. In travel and tourism we might see family holidays as a class. Within the class, we can distinguish form. For example, one form of family holiday is the holiday camp. Similarly, within form there are brands. Brands within the holiday camp form could be Butlines, Pottons, and Center Parcs. Clearly each of these is at a different stage. Family holidays are probably in maturity, whilst holiday camps are in decline. However, at the end brand level, there can be subtle differences. Butlins may be in decline, but Center Parcs are growing. The profit implications of marketing strategies. The profit implications of marketing strategies, PIMS, have correlated profitability, measured as return on investment, ROI, with factors such as quality, market share and marketing expenditure. Originally, its most significant finding was the strong, positive relationship between market share and profitability. This led many strategists to go for share with their plans. Evidence suggests that there is a stronger relationship between market share and return on capital employed. The real power of PIMS comes from its ability to compare SBUs within an industry. This allows them to offer powerful benchmark standards against which an individual organization can compare itself, allowing it to make better informed strategic decisions. Multiple product planning models. Some organizations have many SBUs and this creates the need to plan the complexity of multiple product ranges. This is now known as product portfolio planning. The PLC dictates that all products will eventually decline and others take time to generate profits. A danger of this is a boom and bust pattern of profits from a product portfolio where all the product's life cycles are synchronous. Portfolio planning models have been developed in an attempt to make sure that the products in the portfolio are in differing stages of their life cycles and so produce a manageable cash flow. The Boston Consulting Group Product Portfolio Matrix, the most common of the models is that developed by consultants, the Boston Consulting Group. Their product portfolio matrix requires the strategists to position the various SBUs on a two-dimensional matrix, according to their relative market share, defined as the SBU's share of the market compared to their nearest, biggest competitor, and the rate of growth of their markets. See model below. Relative market share. Market growth rate high. Start. Low. Cash cow. Dogs. Cash cows are SBUs with a high relative share of slow-growing markets. As such they can be given just enough funding in order to maintain their share, whilst their dominance will ensure good revenues. Hence they are cash-rich and can provide funds for investment elsewhere. Question marks are SBUs with a low relative share of fast-growing markets. They may, conversely, be in such a weak condition as to be not worth gambling with and should be diverted, i.e. sold off to an organization into whose portfolio they do fit, or closed down. Stars have high relative share of fast-growing markets. They require cash to maintain their position, but also generate enough revenue to cover their costs. They are important because, as the market growth rate slows, they will be the cash cows of the future. Dogs, with a low relative share of slow-growing markets, can be managed to generate a little cash, then called cash dogs. If they become problematic and start to consume cash, they should be divested. Portfolio management therefore consists of maintaining a balanced range of SBUs that both generate and consume cash. A flow of SBUs from question marks to star and then cash cow needs to be maintained. Whilst the theory, with its memorable boxes and names, has the appeal of simplifying decision in a complex situation, it does have problems. Clearly it requires information about market growth and relative share that may not be available or accurate. Furthermore, the definition of market is open to interpretation. For example, for long-haul flight, is the market worldwide long-haul air flight? Or should it be more narrowly defined into flights to the different continents, for instance, the USA or Asia? For an SBU flying only to the USA, the first definition will produce smaller market share than the second, perhaps resulting in the inappropriate withdrawal of funds. Sometimes managers may, in their own self-interests, define market narrowly. The effect of this could be to produce an artificially large market growth figure and so attract corporate funds to their SBU. Nevertheless, the BCG matrix is a popular way of planning complex portfolios. This model uses dimensions of industry attractiveness and business strength to produce a similar matrix. The human dimension of planning. Some of the arguments for planning focus on beneficial effects it may have on the people in an organization. Good planning is claimed to motivate and direct individuals in their labors. It should also be recognized that planning may have a dysfunctional effect as well. For some people it may mean a significant change in the way they work. Whilst this can be stimulating and motivating, it can also be threatening and stressful. The literature of change management can give an understanding of the possible problem and solution. Whilst it may be open to debate whether planning creates stress, it is important to recognize even the best plan will not succeed without the effort of the people in the organization responsible for implementing them. It is now recognized that it is not enough to have a service strategy in the systems to deliver, but also important to think about the people who receive it. It is, therefore, important that people are empowered. Empowerment is essentially giving line employees real power to take decisions that improve customer service. For example, a waitress may be given the authority that allows her to choose how she handles complaints. She may decide to waive a customer's bill if they have complained about the quality of their food. However an organization chooses to manage its employees, strategists must not lose sight of the human consequences of their planning. Organizing for marketing. The way people in a company are organized can have a significant effect on how successful marketing planners are likely to be. Whilst even small organizations, such as a family running a bed and breakfast, can have problems of mutually agreed strategies and responsibilities, the problems become greater with larger size and start to involve the issue of internal politics. Hierarchical pyramid structures. Here responsibility and authority is conventionally organized in layers of decreasing number, with the chief executive officer at the top of the pyramid and the board of directors the next layer down, with pyramids of staff reporting to the board members. This structure has the advantage of clear line of communication and responsibility, but is felt to be production-orientated and loses focus on what the customer wants. Product manager/matrix structures. To overcome the latter point, organizations sometimes move towards product management roles and combine this with a matrix structure. This structure has the benefits of product managers committed to satisfying their segments of the market, but leads to problems with these individuals squabbling over resources. Whilst product managers may create plans which are closer to the needs of the market, they lack the authority to implement such plans. Summary. The diagrams that explain the process of strategic marketing planning give a good overview of what is required, but the hidden complexity makes it a time-consuming process. One fault in strategic, and opposed to operational, planning is trying to plan too much detail too far into the future. Avoiding this may help overcome a big barrier to planning on this time scale, that is, that others involved in the process may be reluctant to participate. Whilst marketing people see the need